was a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Word to your mother.
Welcome, everyone, to Two Cool Moms with Joe Gatto and Steve Byrne. How are you doing today, Steve?
Wonderful. It's great to be here. Nice to see you, Mommy.
Good to see you. The question is,
Yes.
what people are going to ask, why?
Why? First off, why another podcast?
Right.
There's over 250,000 podcasts in the world right now. Why does the world need this one?
Well, we think we finally cracked it.
I think we cracked it. Yeah. This is an original premise. So do you want to explain the premise?
So, yeah, the idea was I love Steve Byrne, and I love to talk with him and chat with him, and we always find each other giving each other motherly advice. Like, he's one of my trusted confidants.
Vice versa.
Right.
Yeah.
So we've bonded this way over that, and we've tracked it down and just talking normally that we both had very strong moms.
Very strong moms.
Loved our dads too, but our moms, when it came to like advice and whatever, they always shot straight, gave the advice, and we feel like we've inherited that.
Yes, because mothers, I think, have obviously the bond of a child, and they are more apt to listen. Mm-hmm. They're more apt to listen and then disseminate the information and dispel it, as opposed to a station wagon pulling it at 5:01 like, today was awful. Where's my food? It's like, okay, we don't want to talk to him, you know?
Right. So we consider ourselves very mommy-like in the
Yes.
way that we have inherited that from our mothers. So we are quite
I've
mommy-like.
always said you're very mommy-like.
Yeah, but you were mostly talking about my man boobs. My physique. Yeah. So we decided, you know what? We're going to be a couple cool moms on here, and what we're going to do is go out. Don't choke to death.
Sorry, yeah. We're going to be some cool moms. We got to get over the title. Yeah, I got to get over the title. You're very accepting. I'm still like, okay, we're really calling this Two Cool Moms. We're really doing this.
Because
Okay.
we want to help the world. That's what we come down to. This is why we both got into comedy. We like to make the world laugh.
That's right.
We want people to forget their bullshit problems.
That's right.
And we want to lend a helping hand.
We want to, and we have no professional experience whatsoever in this. We've never studied psychology.
No.
We're just, you know what? We've come from the school of hard knocks.
Right.
Our school colors are black and blue.
That's true.
So we're here to help in any way we can. So if things get too scientific or medical, we'll do our best.
Right. We'll try.
Yeah.
We will try. We'll do our due diligence.
We will try.
There will be an ounce of we're just shooting from the hip, but there's going to try to be a little bit of research possibly. I don't know. I might Google a term if I don't understand what people are asking.
Right. But we're going to be, it could be called two cool moms that really try hard. But it's too long, so it's just two cool moms.
Joe Gatto and Steve Byrne.
With Joe Gatto and Steve Byrne, yeah.
It's a long title.
It's a long title.
We put a call out to action. It's going to be an interactive podcast where we're going to have people send in anonymously because we don't want to out people in case they have an issue.
Right, yeah.
So we will anonymously help solve people's problems. We're solving the world's problems one at a time.
And you actually came up with a theme song, if I'll just snap you in.
Well, I thought it would have played already.
Oh, yeah. Okay, whoops.
Well, it's the inaugural issue.
It's
There's
the
no
inaugural,
rules here.
yeah, ready? I'll do the beatbox.
Ready. Dun, 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 dun.
You do the second part.
Yo, you got a problem. Two cool moms will solve it. Check it out while Steve and Joe revolve it.
Oh God,
it's so bad. Two cool moms.
Subscribe. Rate, review.
We're gonna wait right now as the world subscribes.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, now those two listeners subscribed. So let's move on. What do you think? What are you looking for to get?
Look, I truly, in all sincerity, I love hanging out with you first and foremost. I love shooting the breeze with you, and like you said, there have been a few times where I've been in a pickle. I've reached out to you. You offer great advice, vice versa. So I'm looking forward to the interactivity of this and getting to know people via social media and them communicating their problems to us, and we're like literally trying to do our best.
We're trying our help. We're trying to help.
I'm sure some of the advice is going to be pretty bad.
Yeah.
But I think we both are cut from the same cloth. I think we both have pretty decent moral compasses, and I think from there we will disseminate some hopefully good advice. Knock on wood.
I think this is fake. This is veneer. PDF. What is PFD? PDF. What is that? The fake wood.
PDF is
compressed wood. PDF is an Adobe Acrobat format. What is the fake wood? Compressed wood.
This is
I used
what's
to sell
going
furniture
to
for a long time.
This is what's going to end up ruining our oceans. I think in about another 30 years. That's what this is.
it.
Yeah,
You're right.
It's going to wash up on shore in Jersey somewhere.
We should also say that this is a comedic podcast.
Yes.
It's not going to be heavy listening. It's going to be fun. We're going to try to make it as fun as possible.
Yeah, look, if you're on a bridge and it's come to that, like, definitely don't reach out to us.
No, because also
We can't
this
help.
takes us about a week to film.
Yeah, so
a week to record.
If you got 7 days to kind of chill out until you get the answer, then you probably shouldn't be on the bridge in the first place.
That's a very good point. That this is your problems will be solved, but according to our timeline of availability. So-
Now, this is this is an example of where we're at. Joe put out a call to action and reached out to his fans, and instantly had like quite a few,
about 100 requests.
a lot,
Yeah.
a lot. I did the same, and
I replied.
let's get to Joe's.
So, Steve, you vetted these.
I have vetted these, and look, some of these are hilarious. Some of these are really, I think more on the serious side. But we'll do our best.
We're not afraid to tackle anything here on Cool Moms. We're just a couple cool moms trying to help out the world.
That's right. Yeah. Now, as to cool moms, I think this is very relatable. This is coming to us from a very sweet young lady, and her question is, my husband. Right away, I'm like, okay, I'm listening.
Yep.
It's like, we're just 3 girls at brunch. Here we go. What did he do? So my husband is... Okay, ready?
Ready.
My husband is always asking me to smell his finger as a joke. And how do I get him back?
This is the first problem that we're solving.
This is our first problem. This is the first. I wanted this one to be the first case because there's some real ones, but I thought let's dip our toe in the water first.
Okay.
Let's
Dip our finger in the water.
That's right.
you
Yeah,
will.
and have our wife smell it.
That's right. So how do we get?
I haven't done smell my finger since 8th grade.
Yeah, probably is the last time. I've done
So first off, this guy's really immature,
it. Right.
and I like him.
It doesn't mean he's a bad person.
As a cool mom,
Yes.
I like this dad.
You don't know if they have children. You're putting that out there on him.
So he's jamming his fingers in his wife's face. He thinks it's funny.
Well, there is a thing that she wrote in to a stranger's Instagram to out him, to talk about on a podcast. I think she's over it. I think it's safe to
He's
say.
really over it. He's looking to talk to anybody.
Yeah. The thing that this breaks down to, though, is when one party thinks something is funny and the other party has stopped a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My wife had that thing where, for some reason, when we first started dating, I would flick her.
Oh yeah.
I'd flick her in the arm, just like that's whatever, and she was like stop, and it took like 3 months, and then she's like, seriously, I don't like it, and I was like, oh shit,
Wow.
and it was one of those things where do I have to break up with this bitch?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
no, of course not. I think she's the best.
You
she's
ended up
great,
marrying.
but-
You ended up don't
I
backpedal.
didn't marry
You just
her.
called her a bitch. You did classic backpedaling. We know you love her. You have 2 kids with her.
at 4 minutes 30 seconds, please.
Another thing about cool moms, we don't edit.
We don't edit. No, this is gonna keep. This is gonna
We're
stand.
just cool moms.
Just 2 cool moms.
Well, we're not gonna
We're too
commit-
busy. We're too busy eating yogurt and hanging out at Lane Bryant.
Hey, but I'm not going to commit that we're not going to edit. Actually, I'm going to take that back. We might have to edit.
Well, I'll be coupon clipping, so I
you
won't
go.
have time.
Very true. Yes.
Yeah,
And
and
I'll be looking-
I got a rollerblade and I got a water aerobics with the seniors that I teach at the Y on the weekend. I don't get time for
water
this shit, so-
aerobics.
Yeah.
I have a thing with my wife where I used to open mouth sneeze on her all the time.
No.
Yes.
Joe.
Yes. She inherited that because I used to do that to annoy my older sister,
You
Carla.
would open mouth sneeze.
I open sneeze. You know who took that joke away
This is
from me?
pre-COVID, by
no,
the
that
way.
COVID
This-
took that joke from me.
No.
Yeah.
So this happened just as COVID.
The last time I opened mouth sneeze on her was February 4th of 2020.
It's truly so fucking gross,
But
dude.
it's so funny at the same time. But she's so over it, and I would do it every time. That is,
You'd be driving and just
yeah.
and just the mist of mucus.
you
and,
know what I'm
that's
working
so
with too.
gross.
I got a big nose. It's like a double. It's like a shotgun, right?
It's cha-cha, bam.
Yes, but I would make it mouthy on purpose. I wouldn't want any snot to come out, so I would just like make sure that it was more spittle than anything else.
Dude, that's fucking disgusting. She had to be outraged. Was she not outraged?
So mad.
If you get a mist of, if you get a mist on you,
Yeah.
dude.
But at the same time, it's that
No,
anger
there's no
that,
at the same time.
I know. What? Listen
so
to me,
gross.
cool mom. It's at the
What? I'm listening. I just don't agree.
At the same,
I don't like it.
Okay, well, I have a counterpoint. At the same time,
I'm a woman. I don't listen. You just need to
well,
listen to
editing
me.
out that part.
You're not a cool mom.
At the same time, she would, you know that thing when something angers you and you hate that it happened, but you also laugh? So she makes the mistake of always laughing. So
Yeah.
your wife, when you flicked her, she stopped
She
laughing.
laughed the first few times, but then
But then
she's
she
like,
stopped laughing.
She snapped on me.
Okay, see, Bessie has not reached that point yet. So I think I
She's
got a couple.
waiting.
I think I got a couple more sneezes in the barrel.
Even during COVID?
I haven't done it post-COVID. COVID took this joke from me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, a world pandemic. I will bow to a world pandemic.
Once she's vaccinated, though, then
game on.
Then you bust it
yeah,
out.
Game's on. Game's on. Yeah, she came back with a vax shot, and I was like, "Hey, babe, ah!" Yeah. I was sniffing pepper just to get her. So
Was there something though that she did literally build the wall and say enough's enough?
No.
Has there ever? No.
I don't think so. Maybe I'm just not a good listener. But I don't.
That sounds like a bad dad.
That sounds like a bad dad. Hey, listen,
Yeah.
this is about being cool moms.
This is about cool moms.
It has nothing to do about our dadding.
Cool moms, man. We're two cool moms.
We're cool moms. We fist pump. So that all brings us to the point of our friend here who's trying to solve the smell my finger joke. This is coming from a place where the husband thinks it's funny.
The husband thinks it's funny. She obviously does not. And I understand. I think you just got to, I mean, it worked for me.
Right.
You just got to snap. Just got to go, I don't think that's funny.
Yes, and I think
That's
that'll
it.
work. If
And I
you're
think that'll
laughing, you're being like my wife, and you're going to live a life of being sneezed on. So I think that's it. So see, now we've. Oh, did we just solve our first problem?
Yeah.
Fucking cool mom that shit.
Let us know if it works. Dude, it feels great.
If not, I will say, if it doesn't work, open mouth sneeze in his face and say, every time you do that to me, I'm going to sneeze in your face. And there you go, right? So we've given it back. We've weaponized
It all comes full circle.
There you go.
Oh, that's great.
Great.
All
Oh,
right.
wow.
That was our first one.
That was our first one. It
That feels pretty
good.
good. We're
Feels
doing
really
some
good.
good in the world. Okay, let me take a look at this next
That's
one.
what we're
Here we
helping.
go.
You know, we're
Okay.
out to help people.
Okay. Hi, Joe and Steve. While I'm not a parent, I'm actually dealing with one of my parents. I got sick in 2017 at the age of 25 with a virus that attacked my brain and spinal cord. Learning to walk again. The past 2 years or so, my dad says that I am not working hard enough to get fully mobile again. How do you go about interacting with family who isn't willing to compromise on their beliefs?
So that has a different vibe.
Let's go back. My husband asked me to smell his finger as a joke.
So, okay, so this guy, a male, was it a guy? A male? A guy, you said?
Yes, it's a dude. Yeah.
Okay. So he had an accident.
Or
and-
no. Yeah. It's a
Or
guy.
he got sick. He got sick. He got his spine effed up. Can't walk.
At a virus in 2017, this virus attacked his brain and spinal cord.
Okay, that's rough.
So that's a double whammy. And he's just now learning to walk again.
Oh, so good on him. All right, he's coming back. He's trying to make it back.
Yeah.
But he's not going as fast as his dad would like. It seems what we're doing. That seems more like the dad's problem than it
Yeah.
does to the guys.
Yeah, I mean, who's to say? It's like when you get into an argument. Like for example, when I get in an argument with my wife, it's so easy for me to be dismissive to her. Like it's not that big of a deal. What the fuck? Let's just move on. Let's get past it. But you know what? It's a pretty big deal to her.
Right.
And in the last few years, I've realized, okay, when something means something to her, who am I to say or negate that feeling or emotion? So it's like I want to give her her credence, her opportunity, and respect exactly what it is she's dealing with, and eventually, hopefully, things come to pass. Usually, with the help of boxed wine,
The finest.
the
boxed
finest,
wines.
yeah, the finest
Yeah.
boxed wine. But I think the father needs to be a hell of a lot more sympathetic, especially considering that your baby, your child,
Yep.
had a debilitating virus that attacked your brain and spinal cord. It's like, who are you to?
Yeah, it seems like we need to talk to the father in this situation, not necessarily the person that wrote in to speak to cool moms. So the problem is there's only so much you could do.
It's so funny. He's like, listen, Dad, I don't appreciate the way you've been treating me. Now, two guys on a podcast called Two Cool Moms
Gave you this
gave
advice.
me this advice.
Yeah.
So pay the fucking attention to this.
This is what buckle up.
Who
Pops.
gave you this advice?
Two cool moms.
And who's the two cool moms?
Steve and
Joe
Joe.
and Steve. What the fuck is going on? How bad is your brain being attacked?
It's like he's relapsing. So I would say this. I would say
But how is he going to communicate to the
That's
father?
what it
Yeah.
all comes down
That's
to
what
here,
it
right?
comes-
So
yeah.
this situation is just someone not understanding the implications of their, let's call it, ignorance or mindset.
Sympathy.
Yes, there's a lack of sympathy.
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Also, maybe he has a point. Maybe this guy is not recovering fast enough. Is he being lazy? Is this something he could do? I'm playing devil's advocate.
Sure. Yeah. Well,
Is he going to physical therapy once a month when he should be going every week?
Yeah.
Like, we don't have all the details here. It seems a little biased.
yeah, well, he didn't fall rollerblading. He sounds like he spent some time in the hospital.
That's a good point.
With brain and spinal cord being attacked by a virus. I mean, that sounds pretty severe.
Right, but I'm just saying, what is Dad's POV here? Is Dad like, Dad's got to have some ammo to be like, you're not doing your part here, Ted.
Well, yeah, that's true. We don't know what his track record is before this. Was he
Right.
kind of a little more lax?
Could
Was
have been
he
a gamer.
whatever?
He sounds like a gamer.
Sounds like, yeah. It's
Maybe
yeah.
smokes the marijuana.
What is it called?
The marijuana. He's smoking it.
marijuana?
You know. Well,
Yeah.
we're cool moms. We probably toke. Isn't that what they say? I've never tried drug in my life.
We're becoming.
We are two cool moms. It's terrible. No, look. Of course, I'm joking.
marijuana.
What I'm saying to this guy is, I don't think it's your problem. And what I think you need to do is remember that sometimes you can't adjust people's perspective, and you either have to deal with them. And in this unfortunate situation, it's your parents, so they're going to be in your life. You can't just get rid of them.
Yeah.
And you just have to communicate as best you can that what they're doing is making you upset.
Yeah, and if things get really, really bad, my advice to you is just get up and walk out. Although you are, I had to.
resist.
I couldn't. I had to do it.
I appreciate it.
I'm sure he's probably laughing.
He's got to be laughing. He's got to be laughing.
I'm sure he is, yeah.
He's got to be laughing.
But look, in all sincerity,
he's not, he's not going to stand for that. So, are we doubling down? What are we doing? Well,
you're starting to sound like a daddy.
You're right. This is what I appreciate about this guy, though. He is reaching out to two comedians to help to discuss this.
Yes.
You know, so he knows there's going to be humor to all this. Of course, we feel for him, and of course, we want the best, nothing but the best for said man.
I love how you're doing cleanup work, man.
Also,
you got the mop out, and you're the.
I am,
fucking-
but I will also say at the
you
same
are cleaning
time,
this up. You are cleaning up with a mop like a good mom.
I'm also going to say,
Yeah.
he needs to stand on his own 2 feet.
Oh, Joe!
Revving up.
for 3.
Hey, listen, we love you. If your dad's going to be a dick about it, you know what? Fuck him. That's what I
Yeah,
would say.
you're on your own timetable.
Yes.
Do you know that the effort you're putting into all of this is your own?
Yep. You're the only one that could be the barometer for if you think you're doing enough work. That's the bottom
Exactly.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know the temperance of pain, the temperance of what it is you need to do to get to where you're going. So he's either going to be supportive or he's not. And I would hope, as somebody that is your father, I hope he would be supportive. If I was in your situation, go, look, you don't know exactly what I'm going through, so you're either going to be supportive or not. You make that decision. But I think at the end of the day, this kid needs to do what's best for him.
I agree. And surround yourself with people that will support you.
Yeah. And whenever I'm in town doing stand-up, you DM me, and I'll get you tickets to a show, and would love to have you come out.
You
and
had
have
to
some
call.
laughs.
You had to call it stand up.
Excuse me?
You had to call it stand up. You couldn't just say it when I'm doing comedy. It's not nice.
Well, I'm an artist, Joe.
Got it.
And
Got
it's
it.
the art of stand-up
Stand-up
comedy.
right?
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, here
Let's
we go.
do it. Next one. I feel good about that one too. I still feel good.
I feel good
I
about
feel
that
like we
one.
got lost in the weeds a little bit, but we came out of the
We
jungle.
really pulled it out. Yeah.
We came out of the jungle without getting eaten by a python.
No, and we came out with some chuckles. We got some giggles
Hey,
out of it
it's
too.
it's a comedy podcast.
I hope so. Okay. This one, I think you're going to enjoy.
We should be sipping
All right.
Zinfandels.
We should have Fox wine and hold it like this, and like have some yogurt and like an acai bowl.
Yeah.
We should always be in yoga pants when we do
We
this.
should be. We should
Yoga
get sponsored by
pants like Lululemon.
Speaking of which, Two Cool Moms sponsored by Lululemon.
All right, here we go. I love this one. I love how he's typing like he's talking.
Okay.
I have like 4 great different girls who would like to date me, but I don't really want to be with anyone. I honestly feel happier alone, but everyone is pressuring me to choose a girl so you can get married. What do I do?
Wow. A
Very.
spoil of riches.
A spoil of riches.
Yeah. Save some
Not
women
one.
for the rest of us, man.
Not 2, not
Not
3.
3.
I have like 4. So there could be a 5th.
It could be 5.
Could be.
Could be 5 because when you say
like
you,
4.
you would have said at least. So like makes me think it's 3, and he's trying to bump up the numbers. But 3's still impressive.
3's pretty impressive.
3 is 2 more than you need.
This guy's got a good head of hair. He probably works out.
Yeah.
He's in his early 20s.
Okay. So he doesn't want to settle down. Do you know he's in his early 20s by fact?
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Got it.
The fact that he's...
It'd be great if he was like 68.
He's getting pressure. Everyone is pressuring me to choose a girl. So I don't know where he's growing up because I think most people would be like, he's got to be younger.
Yeah.
He's got to be younger.
For sure. Did you talk to me a little bit about Steve Byrne's history? Did you...
Horrible. A late bloomer.
Were you locked down at any time in your mid-20s? Because let's just say he's mid-20s. 20s to 30s when people start thinking about it's time to... Because there is a point when you're alone and everybody's like, oh, he's still not...
Well, I think that happens probably in your like 40s, right?
Yeah, 40s maybe.
Early 40s, mid 40s.
I think in our lifetime it's moved later. Sure. Like in our parents' lifetime, it was like by 30 if you weren't married. Yeah,
you're an old hag by 30.
True,
yeah,
true.
Then you look at like I saw this thing where I saw like Halle Berry is 55 and Jennifer Aniston's 52. You're like, what? Mm-hmm. Are we the same species? Like they look phenomenal.
Right.
Phenomenal.
Right. Those are some cool moms.
How about you? When did you? Because you.
Well, I was in this situation where I didn't want to settle down, and people were telling me that I should. For a while. I'm very much in these shoes.
And how old were you when that started catching up and it was resonating? Because it's resonating with him right now.
Early 30s.
Early 30s. When
32-ish.
But were most of your other friends married? I assume his are, but
I had a couple that were not a lot, but I did have a couple. But I would say I did have a lot of girlfriends that fell off to marriage more than my guy friends.
Right. I think he lives probably somewhere in the South, in the Midwest, you know what I mean? Where it's like, like all my buddies in college that were dating in their 20s, they got married out of the chute.
Yeah.
Like out of the gates. They had kids quickly. And a lot of them are divorced now. Because I don't think they got to kick some tires. I don't think they got to have some experiences. I think there needs to be some self-discovery. I would say to this guy, get on a plane, get in your car, go to Vegas, like have some adventures before because you're feeling like you haven't gotten that out of your system. Once you get that out of your system, I think that's when you're open to, drop an anchor.
Got it. So if he is, well, it sounds like he's dropping lots of anchors. if you are at like 3 or 4 anchors. So if you... Well, that's interesting because you're putting it on him that he needs to get ready to do it, but
no, I'm putting on him
to get it out of his system.
To get out of it, to do it when you want to do it. But the way you do it is to have some life experiences.
But don't you think he's doing that now by playing the field?
I don't think he is because I think he's sitting there and he's just getting bombarded with ass,
right?
Which is a really tough problem to have. Uptown problems suck.
I'd like to go back to the problem we had earlier, but going forward, I'm just saying the thing for me is like he needs to be. Also, you need to be ready, right? You need to be ready, yeah. And nobody's going to tell you when that time is. You'll feel that you are.
I think it's the old adage: you got to love yourself before you can love somebody. Nice. And I think it's part and parcel with that. It's like I really do think like when I decided to like look for a real partner, I was at a point in my life where I was like, I felt like I got it all out of my system. Like I did everything I wanted to do. And, in terms of like being by myself and knowing that now I'm going to have an obligation to somebody else. So I need to be selfless as opposed to selfish.
Right.
And I think if I was this guy, I would go to those 3 or 4 girls and I'd make them smell my fingers.
Right, exactly.
And see who's put up with it. So it's a callback to in the biz we call it a call. Whatever.
You don't have to explain comedy to them. These are all comedy heroes.
They get it.
The 5 people listening are comedy heroes. But what for me is that I lived that and I don't regret. Because people would be saying that stuff to me, and I don't regret that it took me so long. So I would tell our friends here, don't put a stopwatch on it. Don't feel the pressure of other people. You have to be ready, which you're saying as well.
Yeah.
But
I said it first.
Yeah. But I think where you're wrong is
I'm a bad mom.
Where I think it's just don't feel the pressure that you have to figure it out. You'll figure it out when you're ready to. Like I figured it out when I met the right person. So my point is one of these people is probably not the right person.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
Probably the chances of any one of the 3 or 4 being the right person,
Or 5,
probably isn't going to be the person, because you think mathematically of all the people you've interacted with, flirted with, had a thing with, first date with, dated actually, all those people, there's usually only, you're looking for the one.
Yeah.
And odds are it's not going to be the one. So, when it happens, it happens. And most of the people I know that have met their significant other always say, I hear it all the time. The minute I met her, I just knew.
I knew. Yeah.
I think that there is something to that.
I agree. Cool, Mom. So,
But I got to tell you, we are 3 for 3. This is pretty awesome. And by the way, you high-fived like a mom. You snapped it back like it's a Tide commercial, man.
I did that like that, yeah. Look, I'm not afraid. I'm embracing my cool mom. My mom had a great high five, by the way. My mom was known for her high five. She was a small
reals?
woman.
Yeah.
5 foot tall.
Yeah.
My dad was 6'3".
Your mom could dunk on my mom, okay?
They would high five well together. They were both low centers of gravity. But my mom used to snap that shit. She was great.
Yeah.
She gave a great high five. Yeah, because she was like a sports mom. Like she would when I say she's a sports mom, she coached the bowling teams. But everybody, when they got a strike, she would give a high five and you'd hear that shit echo.
Is that a sports mom?
Bowling? Sports mom. Don't you dare judge bowling.
Okay. By the way,
it's not a soccer mom.
there are. This is another podcast, but the numbers of bowling have declined so significantly that a lot of bowling alleys are closing down, and they're saying it's like the sense of Americana is slowly dissipating in this country because the lack of enrollment in bowling leagues. And part of me was thinking, I kind of want to get a team together.
I'm in.
And man, you are such a supportive mom. All right, here we go. Okay, cool moms. I love this already.
I love it.
I just relocated to Edinburgh, Scotland from the USA. Now, I love it here, but I'm struggling building a social circle. My friends from the US say I'm good, but I think I'm just awkward, and I'm in my 40s. How do you make friends outside of work and school? Also, I should note, I work from home, so I have work friends, but none that live nearby. Thanks, cool moms.
The dilemma of adulthood friends.
Yes.
It's a real problem.
It's a problem when you're young.
I agree.
I remember when I first moved to New York City, I used to walk up and down the street the first week I lived here going, this is a city of 8 million people, and I don't have a single friend.
Give me age. How old were you?
I was 23.
It's okay, Steve. It's all right. Let it out, cool mom. So here's the thing.
This is where we can get emotional.
I will say that I consider you friendly.
Yes.
Friendly person. I would say you're an extrovert.
Yes.
I would
To a
say
degree, yeah.
to a degree.
When I want to be.
Yes, you have a egg timer on it. There's a ding ding ding, and then when the bell goes
The
off,
turtle goes in the
yeah,
shell.
that's it. You're gone.
We've seen it all.
I will say, it is hard in your adult life, and it has a lot to do with phasing as well, like where you are in your life. When you are moved to a new neighborhood, or now then you become a parent, or you get divorced, or you know, a lot in your life defines the type of friends you're going to make and how you're going to make friends.
Yes. Agreed.
So the relocation's tough. New city during a pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
Working from home. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say it, but this guy's fucked.
What's a lady?
Okay. Well, I won't say that about her.
But I will say that I think that what's great for her, what bodes well for her, dependent on how people feel about our country, is knowing that you do stand out. You're an American.
Yes.
The minute you start talking, people are going to, oh, you're an American. And I think most people...
I hate you automatically. Or, hey, you're pretty cool.
Yeah, depending on who's in office and who their political leanings are. But I think that you instantly have an icebreaker. The minute you just say, hello, how are you? Oh, you're an American? I think that a lot of people over there most likely have not ventured over here to this country. And look, we're constantly in the news.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
For good or bad.
Very true.
And so I think that you instantly have that a talking point.
A talking point for sure. Yeah. Icebreakers are huge.
Yeah.
Icebreakers are huge. But the problem is you need to be a little bit of extrovert in this situation, even if you're not.
Yes.
So my advice, first off, would be, so when I moved to LA, in 2003, didn't know anybody. I moved there, and the first thing I did was I liked comedy, I knew improv, and I didn't need classes, but I joined an improv comedy class. And I started at level 1, where I've already been performing for 5 or 6 years.
Right.
and it was just to meet people.
Just to burn everybody out.
It was
Be like,
it.
eat it, bitches.
I was like, yes, and
how it's
suckers,
done.
a drop. Like, here's a gun, gotta use it. But
Who's that guy? Level
he's-
1?
Level 1? He's an all-star.
Huh?
Let's skip him to 2.
Yeah.
But I think but finding people with common interests is huge, and getting out of putting yourself in situations where you're able to make friends is huge.
I think that's really smart. Being proactive.
Yeah.
And finding something that you're passionate about, and then going towards whatever that might be. Yeah, that's smart advice.
I will also say work friends don't last.
That's very true.
Work friend, don't worry about the work thing. Don't worry about working from home or whatnot. That's it. Acquaintances, you'll meet people, maybe 1 or 2. It's not the rule. I do probably have a couple work friends, but more from outside of life, definitely. If you compare,
Yeah.
it's the experiential friends. Now, would you and I be considered work friends?
I don't think so. I think we met via our occupations.
Right, but we weren't working together.
No, yeah. So I think we, through natural osmosis, became friends via, proximity. But I would never consider you're at the comedy store, you're at these comedy clubs all the time, and I've never had a clique, even with, I say hi to everybody, I'm respectful of everybody, but I've never been a part of there's these clique or bubbles of friends that always do things together and create things together.
Yep.
I think that's great. But, even in high school, I remember in high school when I graduated, everybody's, as soon as the ceremony's over, everybody's getting together with the groups, taking pictures. And it was then that I realized, I was like, holy shit, I'm friends with everybody, but I was never part of that group, part of that group, or part of that group. And I was like, wow, I think I'm kind of like maybe a bit more of a loner, but friendly with everybody. It was weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, a middleman, if you will. If you look at a wheel, all the spokes go out, and there's Steve Byrne in the middle, just holding the whole thing together.
Holding it all together.
Just like one cool mom.
That's right. I didn't even get in their pictures. I just went over them. I said, you're welcome, and you're welcome.
No, you're like a cool mom. You were taking everybody's picture. You're like, give me the camera. Get together.
Come on, get together. Now, silly faces on 3.
Everybody say cheerleading. All right. Good. You go to that group. Everybody say chess club.
Well, I think it's great advice, man. I think we're crushing this, dude.
I would say that. I would say get a list of interests that are interesting to you. Find groups of people that do the same thing, and just get out there and try.
Okay, you ready for this next one?
This is a good one. You're excited. You've been waiting on this one. Here he goes. He's got the cool mom giggles. He's already got the cool mom giggles.
This one just, here we go. Ready? My Roomba keeps getting stuck on my shoelaces. Help.
No problem is too big or too small for 2 cool moms. We said that from the beginning, so here's what we'll do.
That's right. Sometimes you get a tomahawk steak. Sometimes you get some avocado rolls.
See,
This is an avocado roll. This
it.
is easy.
This
This is easy.
Yeah.
Or do you want to say it?
Tie your shoes. You animal.
Pick your shoes up off the floor.
You have options here. Get a shoe rack like an adult.
That's right.
Your shoes are just out and about where your Roomba's going. You animal. Show some respects to the podcast, okay?
Please. Please.
Let me ask you something.
Yes.
Are you the type of person that does the slip on and off, or are you the person that unties and ties his shoes every time?
Oh, slip on and off.
Right. So what kind of person is this?
Is an animal.
An animal's untying and tying your shoes. You know how many minutes of your life you're wasting?
You know who this is? This person ends up on Dateline.
That's right. This is.
Their neighbors are going to have chalk outlines
That's
in about
right.
3 weeks.
I never really pictured him as a person who's untied his shoes all the time.
Never.
Or stab people in the face.
The only time I tie my shoes is when it comes unlaced.
And
Then I double knot it. I pull
I'm
it
the
up.
king of the double
I'm
knot.
good for another 6
I
months.
don't even know the last time I tied a shoe that I had bought.
Yeah.
Never. I'll jam my foot until it's hurting and bleeding until I want to get that fucking foot in there. I'm shoving that, I'm shoving that 11, and even if it's a 9, I'm just getting it in there.
If the tongue gets weathered down there, I go, fuck it. It'll work out.
That's it.
Right?
You
I'm
do
not
this
bending
thing.
down.
You do that dance where you swing your ankle around, right? Your toe touch
Yeah.
like a ballerina, and I'm fucking pirouetting to get that to work. I'm not untying my shoe so my Roomba.
Yeah. And by the way, who? Okay.
That's our answer.
He's got more issues than that.
Act like a grown up.
Yeah.
Get a shoe rack. We've given you multiple answers here. I feel like we really crushed that one.
This is the easiest podcast I've ever done in my life. Guys, bring it on. Here we go.
Rewind to 13 minutes in. We start talking about the guy with the spinal
Oh,
injury.
Jesus Christ. Oh, Christ. Christ. Here we go. Okay, this is a little broad, but I do think this is pretty applicable.
Okay.
I have a spending problem. Any advice?
Okay.
Now that I've gone through ebbs and flows where I'm like, I'm just freewheeling and just blowing money, blowing cash.
Just green paper.
Yeah, but
You
then
can't
my
take it
wife-
with you. That whole thing, right? You're like, fuck it. There's always ways to make money.
Carpe Diem.
Exactly right. Carpe dat diem.
Yeah, whatever it is.
It's
All that stuff.
that. I made it street. Carpe dat diem. You want to carpe that diem if you want. You gotta grab that day, yo. Just a cool mom. I'm out here, I'm adapting
I'll
classic.
ride in your station wagon anytime.
Thanks, buddy. But I have a minivan.
Juice box. I love you, man. I have a minivan.
Fresh juice boxes right in the side. And the auto doors, it's fantastic. I will say this, you got to carpe that diem, but you need to be responsible because...
Right. Well, yeah, look, my wife's reined it in on me.
Oh, has
what
she?
she does is, because I have a spending problem, I'll go out at night after a show, and I've been known to throw the credit card down on the bar
Yes.
and say, it's on me. And then what she did was, as these bar bills got excessively larger and larger, my biggest one was at Jake's Saloon. I think it was for $1,200 a night.
No.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And my wife did never let me forget. Now she puts spending caps on the alerts on the bank account.
Got it.
So anytime I'm over $125,
She knows that's the time to
instantly
call
bing,
you. Drop you a
bing,
text and be
bing.
like, honey,
So what I
rein it
do
in.
is I go to 120, I cash it out, drop another card, and I go.
Oh, no.
And I did
I
that
hope she
for a
doesn't
little.
listen. Now she knows the answer.
Yeah.
She knows the hack.
that was the hack, but it doesn't solve the problem. The problem was, like what is it you're spending money on, and why are you ultimately spending the money on it? Because most of the times, if you have a spending problem, you're spending money on things you don't necessarily need. There's need versus want. So
I personally live a life of want.
you live a life of want.
Well, the problem is I spend money, and I married a woman who spends money. So I don't have any sort of alerts. So I had to become the responsible one.
Oh, you are.
I'm not. Make sure we clarify that I'm not very responsible with money. But
So we got two freewheeling mommies in this house.
we do. We call her. We call her add to cart. This is my wife's nickname. Add to cart. Because she's just whatever. Add to cart. So my family calls her add to cart affectionately. But we
call you delete.
we call me maybe like prime. But what I want. So I've come to respect money, of course, and all that as you get older, and especially I think the thing that changes you the most is having a family and people dependent on you. But if you go back to Joe Gatto 7-8 years ago, when I was just worried about me, no way.
Blowing it.
No, I spending as fast as I got it. Always being like, it didn't matter because you never know when the candle's gonna get blown out. Like you can't take it with you. Like that's the way I thought about it. Now, when you have a responsibility to other people, I think that's really kicks in. So my assumption is that this person maybe doesn't have people depending on that income.
Right.
It's only on themselves. And what I will say is, just check yourself before you wreck yourself, because spending too much money is bad for your health. But you need to carpe that diem is really the walk away. You need to carpe that diem. Have a good time, but don't put yourself in a situation where you're behind the 8 ball and you got debt collectors coming, because that's no way to live.
No. I think always, do I need this or do I want this?
Exactly. It's a
That's
good
what
question.
you say to yourself whenever you make these purchases. And there's plenty of things I want. I want a ton of things, but only in the last few years I've restricted myself. But you said something I thought was really smart too, is that it does, I think, as you get older, you have a deeper appreciation for money as well. For
sure.
And I think there is a sense of maturity that comes along with it as well. But knowing others are dependent on you, or you're part of a family that is, if the wife is working as much as the husband, you want to do your 2 cents.
Have you ever had a 401k?
By the way, thank you for bailing me out. I was running out of steam.
I'm
talking. I don't know what
I'm not the cool mom. I'm right here for you. We bounce back and forth as a ping pong.
Such a cool mom.
I am the coolest. So if you have you ever had a 401k? Ever had a job that had a 401k before? Like
no, I have a retirement package now that I've been putting money into the last
Got it.
10 years.
So I've had corporate.
Since I got married.
I've had corporate jobs. Before this, I had 2 or 3 corporate jobs. 2 of them had 401ks, which I've cashed out both times.
Oh,
so
wow.
I had saved money and cashed out and took the penalties on 401ks.
And what did you do with the dough?
The first time I moved to LA.
Oh, so that was
one.
to an end.
And the second time I just spent it. I just was like, I didn't have, it was like in between jobs. I didn't have money. I was like, I just cashed out my 401k. And I just spent it. I can't even tell you.
Can I tell you? I remember this episode of the Drew Carey Show, and I think it was like an episode. I'm going to butcher this, but the premise basically was somebody won $1 million via the lottery, and you're thinking all these things, and I believe the individual bought the Batmobile for $1 million.
So they had to show for it. Got it.
And I just thought that's a guy. That's a bad dad. That's not what a cool mom does.
That's not what a cool mom does.
That's not what a cool mom does.
A cool mom's going to sock it away. Rainy day. We got to get some groceries maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, even when you could go out and it's like, let's get a steak dinner. It's like, no, we're having ramen tonight.
Yes, that's right.
Because it's what a cool mom does.
Cool mom does. She plans for rainy days.
That's right.
But she also spends sometimes because she's fun.
She wants to.
Yeah.
She deserves a victory.
This isn't two responsible moms. This is two cool moms.
This is two cool moms. That's right. We're cool.
Yep.
Now, this is a cool question for two cool moms. You ready?
Hit me.
How long do I cook an egg for to make it dippy? Now, I don't even know what dippy means.
I don't even know what any of that is.
I don't know what dippy means.
How long do I cook an egg? Okay, so here's what the first thing that came to my mind is, the way I used to I don't eat eggs anymore, but I used to love them sunny side up because then you could dunk the toast in them.
Got it.
Break it up with the toast. I would consider that dipping the toast into it. And for me, that's 1 minute and 50 seconds.
Oh, you really know it.
In a hot pan.
You got down to 50.
In a hot pan, just under 2 minutes. In a hot pan.
Are you going on high
The thing is
or
that
medium?
you make sure the pan is hot when you put the egg in.
Shit, okay.
That's how this cool mom does it sunny side up. You're going to put it on the streets, it's a different story, but it's got to be a hot pan. It's got to be well buttered.
Got to be hot, yeah.
Well buttered, hot pan.
Got it.
For a sunny side up.
I hate eggs.
Okay.
I don't eat eggs. I don't like eggs. Like French toast is as close as I'll get to eating an egg. I fucking hate them. I don't like the smell of it.
Hard boiled?
I don't like the texture of
Egg salad?
If you gave me a hard-boiled egg, I would throw up.
Really?
Like the scent of it makes me sick to my stomach. I don't like it. I don't know what happened when I was a kid.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
that's not don't worry
I'm losing my cool. I'm not a cool mom.
These eggs you're great. These eggs can't come get you here. It's a safe space. It's a no egg zone. It's a no egg zone. You're fine.
I just can't get you here.
Get you. That's how I interpreted that dippy question. And thank God I had an answer because your aversion to eggs, we would have been in a real pickle.
Okay, you ready?
Pickled egg?
You ready?
I love when you have them teed up. I love that you know them and I don't.
This is five words. That's it.
Okay.
And this made me so happy when I read this.
Great. This came in via the internet from fans of Two Cool Moms that are just submitting questions.
That's right.
And this person said, if you have queries or you have problems that need to be solved, we're here to help. Big or small, doesn't matter. We just want to try to help out.
You ready?
Yes. This person submits.
Okay, here we go. I shit myself. Please help.
Oh, honey, been there, done that.
Who hasn't shit their pants?
I mean, in so many inopportune moments, but
Well, there's never a good time to shit. I've never been home and it happens like, well, at least I'm here. Like that's never happened. Never happened.
oh man. Well, I think the first thing is damage control. It's damage control.
Let's walk through the protocol. Okay. We've all been here. We know what to do.
It starts as a
First
fart.
off, let me ask you
It
this.
starts as a fart. You think it's going to be okay. It's not. That's the
Like
scenario.
this? Can I tell you
Oh,
this?
please do.
Gary Cannon.
Don't name drop.
Gary Cannon.
Okay.
Oh, he doesn't care. He's a comedian. He did warm up for Conan. We're in an elevator. We're at the hotel. We're going up, and he's talking shit the whole time. He's making fun of me, all this stuff. And as he gets off on his floor, he he lifts his leg and farts. And he goes, "Oh no!" The door's shut. I text him like, "Didn't you shit your pants?" He's like, "All over."
Oh
Like,
no.
oh god.
Oh no.
He tried to do that as a joke.
Yeah.
And leave a fart in the elevator.
See, that's an opportune time. That made that joke the next level. So to answer your first question, that was Gary
But
Cannon.
before we
did
get to this, let me ask you a question. How many times have you shit your pants?
Not as many as you would think.
Really?
Yeah, not as many. I have, but it's never been a full blowout situation. I've had friends, and I've been witnessing around them when that's happened, but I've never had a full blowout that is coming to mind.
You kind of like squeaked it out.
Yeah, it was like a sharp plus. I would call it. I've had plenty of sharts where like a little too much came out and it's a little wet. But like a plus situation where it's like, oh, I need to go do something with this. The Sharp Plus situations happened to me plenty of times. A full-blown shit my pants, maybe once.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't realize I had a stomach flu. Then I found out the hard way.
See, I've done it twice, and both times it's been a complete yard sale.
Have you done it?
Everything.
Was it from
smell.
drinking?
Both times.
Both
yeah.
times. Okay.
Yeah,
so
for sure. Yeah.
So was it the day after or during the drinking?
The day after.
Okay,
It was
so
the
you're
day after,
hungover.
and you sit there and you. Here's the thing: like when you're in your 20s. Okay, so anybody in your 20s, you're gonna go, "Hey, I'm a cool mommy. I'm a cool daddy. There's no way I'm gonna shit my pants. Let me tell you, you will shit your pants once you turn 30. There's gonna come a moment after your 30th birthday, somewhere within the first 2 or 3 years, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And somebody had warned me, and I was like, no way, I've never done it. It's never going to happen to me. And it happened. And I remember when it was happening, I was in an elevator.
Really?
I was in an elevator.
Oh, there's not a worse place for it to happen.
Oh,
Airplane. I take it back. Airplane. That's the
airplane
worst
is
place for it to
bad.
happen.
Very, very bad.
Transcontinental flight is the worst. You're going to Australia, 2 hours in, you shit yourself. That's the worst place.
If you see a dude
Pulling out the overhead package.
put some underwear,
Yeah,
put
yeah.
some pants,
Yeah.
that dude just
Shit himself.
his pants.
Yeah.
Give him some grace. But I think when it happens, what I did was I was recollecting as it's going on, like, how could this happen? It's like, oh, let me see. 4 hours of drinking whiskey,
Jameson.
going to Denny's, getting a French onion soup, hot buffalo wings,
It does it.
chocolate milkshake, and some flapjacks and a sausage. You just put a tick, 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 tick,
Time bomb.
ticking time bomb in your tum-tum, and you know it's going to blow out.
Let me, like a cool mom, you called it a tum-tum. Let me ask you, query for you, cool mommy Steve. At the altar or on the transcontinental flight?
Excuse me?
At the altar or on the transcontinental flight, which is the worst place to shit yourself?
You're talking at the altar? You mean
Yeah, getting married.
on your wedding day?
Yeah, on your
oh,
wedding
God,
day.
your wedding day.
So you think that's worse?
Oh, 100%. Your wedding day
Yeah.
or a transcontinental flight? Because, again, I would hope that you have carry-on luggage.
Yeah. Well,
And-
transcontinental, you're checking bags. You're going for a minute.
Oh, that's true, too.
But let's say you can change yourself.
But you got a bathroom, and you don't have the spectacle.
All eyes on
Transcontinental,
you.
a lot of people are sleeping.
That's
Depends
true.
what time of day it is.
Very
too.
true. Very true.
So you pray it's
Could be
at
an
night.
overnighter. I like the way you're thinking, cool mommy.
Yeah.
You're right. You're breaking this down for us. It's good.
If your asshole's a night owl,
Yeah.
then you're in luck.
Yes.
At the altar, the worst place.
Yeah.
The worst.
Okay.
Everybody's there.
I will say,
And you're in a house of God.
also, oh God. I will say this. I was trying to calculate what is the worst place, and I think at the altar might be the worst place. I'm going through a bunch of things. Job interviews, not as bad. Transcontinental, that you're trapped, is bad. So I think it's there. I think it's the altar.
Well, Colin Jost has a great book called A Very Punchable Face.
Yes.
And there's a chapter dedicated to shitting his pants. This is the one human being you'll see on television go, oh, this guy's got it all together. He went to Harvard. He's got great hair. He's married to Scarlett Johansson. This guy.
A full chapter.
By the way, those are just the greatest hits. Those aren't the B-sides.
Yep.
I've never heard so many. I shit my pants there. Like, he shit his pants during final exams.
Really?
It's unbelievable. On a first date, he was putting jackets on top of himself and just sitting there and let it marinate. It was, oh, God.
Terrible.
Did you ever hear that story? It was really popular. I think Sarah Silverman had made it popular, but a comedian was on a date with a girl. You ever hear this story?
No, I haven't.
Okay, this is a fantastic story. This comic is on a date with a girl. She gets out of the subway. He's walking over towards her, and as he's walking towards her, he shits his pants.
On meeting her for like the start of the date.
Like, literally, the date has not even started.
Got it.
They're walking towards each other. He shits his pants. Like, oh my fucking God. They're in front of a Gap. He looks in the window. He goes, that sweater. I got to get that sweater. Will you come in with me? Let me get this sweater. So they go inside, right? He finds the sweater. He's like, why don't you look around? I'll come meet you at the register. So he gets the sweater, and he grabs a pair of pants and some boxers, okay? He puts the sweater on the counter, and then he puts the stuff over, and they're making small talk, and he's saying, I wanted the sweater. I've seen the sweater for so long. I just want the sweater. I'm so glad you have the sweater in stock, and he's just talking about the sweater. So they go, great, put it in the bag, walk over to the restaurant. They go to the restaurant. He's like, excuse me, I'm going to go use the restroom. I'll be right back. She goes, great. He goes into the bathroom, opens the window, takes his pants off, throws his pants out the window, opens the bag. What do you think is in the bag?
Just the sweater?
Just the sweater. Just the sweater. And in retrospect, he was talking about the sweater so much, he must have subliminally, subconsciously said to the woman, it's just like sweater. So she's like, oh, just the sweater.
Is it the sweater?
Completely forgot about the
Wow.
pants. Oh my God, isn't that fucking
That's
hilarious?
fantastic.
Oh God. And then what do?
That guy has a bigger problem than this one.
Though a much bigger problem, yeah.
This person. You've got to
Sharp
wear. You
plus.
got to wear a sweater.
What do you think? One more?
I think we got time for one more. Do we got time for one more? Let's see. Yeah, we got time for one more.
Okay.
This is two cool moms.
Okay. Now you're a dog person. That's why I picked this one.
Okay, great.
All right.
I just got bit.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Is it bad?
Yeah, ganache.
What do you do when a dog bites you? Are you?
I bite it
sympathetic
right.
or
I
do
bite
you-
it right back.
Okay. Joe, my dog keeps humping my leg and refuses to stop unless I hang her from the Christmas tree using the leash. Unfortunately, that's how I've been solving most of my problems with her because when I hung her from the fan, she almost flew out the window when my uncle turned it on. I'm trying to play Clash Royale on my phone, but I'm getting humped. Do you have any ideas other than hanging the dog? Please help me. So obviously they're not hanging the dog, but
course.
the dog is legitimately humping this individual's leg. I'm not a dog person. I love dogs. I just don't own one.
Right.
I've seen videos. Anytime a dog's humping a pillow, I'm on board. I will fucking cry laughing. You're more of a dog person than I am. Do you have how many dogs do you have now?
Right. Today I have 19. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure one's going to be put down in a little while.
Are you putting together like a doggy football team for this halftime Super Bowl, the Puppy Bowl?
We have. That's it.
What? Who has 19?
19 dogs. Yeah. I don't have many humpers in the 19 bag.
How do we get to 19?
We got a bunch. I think last time I saw you, I had 14. Right? Yeah, I had 14. I think, or 13. 13. Yeah.
19.
One died. Took me to 12. Then found a couple of couples, and then I in 3 weeks. I got a dog each week. Yeah, so we're at 19 right now.
Want versus need.
Want
versus need. Want versus need.
It's a cart.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you do have a big yard, and I know that you give a lot of love to all those dogs.
For sure. For sure. Most of them are old and small.
How many of them are
Humpers?
Humpers.
There's one that's a really bad humper, but it only humps Bessie when she gets in the blanket in our bed. It's Napoleon, and he just likes the blanket. So it's only when Bessie
When
is
you see
laying
it, do
down.
you go dun 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 dun?
I say, there is a saying. It says, "Let them finish," because there's not really a way
No.
to stop a dog. That's
Is
that's
that
a
really
saying.
the saying?
There's a saying out there. I don't know if
Well,
it's
they're
the way
saying
out
like if a dog shits on your rug, you rub the face in the carpet. Is that? I was like, that sounds horrible.
No,
that
you
sounds even worse.
you just let them know what's wrong, and you put them right outside. You yell at them with no. You hold them by it so
Right.
they know. You don't have to put their nose in it. You say no, and you put them outside. But for the humping, I have seen people. It's all about diversion. So you have to get a treat. That's got to be a good treat. It's got to be. It's got to be what they call a high-profile treat. So we're talking like cold cut of turkey. A slice of turkey, not like a store-bought, like a piece of bacon or something, that when they're humping, you tell them to stop. When they do, you give them the high-end treat.
This is how we do
it. It's Friday night. But then, then they think, I want to get some turkey, and they just start humping your leg. You got to be careful. You need a high-end treat to help. Like, that's how I've solved other problems, not the hump. I let the hump happen because it's quick. Bessie doesn't care. He's just getting comfortable. It's not to
Wait,
completion.
you let the dog rub its pink thing on you, and you're like,
He
it's
doesn't
cool?
get pink. He doesn't get pink.
So
We had
it
one
just stays
dog.
in the sock? It stays
Yeah, there was one Shkavats Parmesan who's gone now, but he got full pink.
Oh.
And he was old too. It was so funny. It was like, and it was like not proportionate to his body. It was very weird.
Wait, like in a bad way?
No,
in
like
good
in a
or
healthy
like
way. Yeah.
Like, oh wow.
Yeah, like good for you, Shkavats Parmesan. Still
Okay.
got it. Yeah, so that's what I would say. That would be my advice from this cool mom. So
Well, I think we cracked a lot of cases this episode.
we did very well. We did better. If we're going to hold ourselves honest, we did better with some, but I think we did good enough on all.
I would give, in terms of being cool moms, I would say this is probably an A- in terms of all the advice we gave.
I would agree with that.
I want every episode to be an A+. But there were some. The Roomba threw me for a loop.
You got loop, yeah.
It was a curveball, but but I think we really did it.
We're a couple cool moms, and I appreciate you. So thanks, everybody out there, for interacting with two cool moms. I've been Joe Gatto, the cool mom.
I'm Steve Byrne, and I'm a cool mom, too.
And we'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time.